Hello, folks. I just wanted to give you a little guide to your memo assignment for Module 1. So the idea is that you're going to be looking at a release, a recent release from the Bureau of Economic Analysis regarding recent estimates of GDP, gross domestic product, and what they might what are the trends and what are the developments and what those might possibly mean for your firm or your business interest. So we've directed you here to the BEA website. We've given you a link, although we can also provide you with that. And to kind of give you a sample, we're actually looking at a release from last year. Okay, that's January 27th, 2017. You'll be looking at what a recent one from 2018, and you'll see that the first thing that they show you is this nice bar chart. It shows you how GDP goes up and goes down. I should mention that this is seasonally adjusted at annual rates. So when we're, for example, this number here says that it looks like around maybe 3.33%. What that says is that if the economy had been growing relative to the previous quarter at the same rate for 4 quarters, the yearly growth rate of GDP, that's the annual rate, would be about 3.3%, which is pretty good, you can see. However, you can see that the most recent estimate here, this is for the fourth quarter of 2016. That's where we're looking at that most recent estimate. You can see that there was a downturn. So things are a little bit slowing, okay? Now, it'll give a verbal description of why that is, okay? So you'll remember that GDP is equal to consumption plus investment plus government spending plus exports minus imports, okay? So it turns out that we can make attributions. We can sort of say, well, okay, if GDP went up, it's because consumption went up or investment went up, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see here, in fact, that we're saying here that in fact that yes, personal consumption, household consumption did go up, inventories did go up, residential went up, but now sometimes we look to foreigners to help feed our demand or to help stimulate our economy, but we weren't getting much help from foreigners here because you can see that actually exports went down, and also we're relying more on imports, interestingly enough. So it may be that households and firms are spending more, but at the same time we're relying more on our purchases from abroad rather than domestically produced goods and services. So all of that is sort of adding up to is telling us that when we put this all together, we have a weaker performance in GDP than in the previous quarter. Okay, so a slowdown, partly because foreigners are not buying as much as they had been previously, and partly because we're relying a little bit more on goods from abroad than goods purchased and produced domestically. So in the next video, we'll show you how to look a little bit behind the numbers.